tell us about Lucas Calf at this point?
Yeah, the statement is the same. Nothing's changed. You know, he has a strained calf, and that's what it is. So we'll see how he feels as the week goes on.
Is there any hope of him being available for game one?
We'll see. He's in great spirits today. We'll see how his body feels tomorrow, but I think we'll prepare with him, and then we'll also prepare without him. So just like any injury that we've had all season, but you know, for him, it's just see how his body feels each day, and we all hope that you know he's able to go in game one. But if he's not, we'll be prepared to move forward without him.
What would you need to see?
What's your experience with calf injuries tell you about?
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. That's I can't compare it to anything because I've had mine in '90, so it's just what it is. We'll see how he feels. I don't have any experience with it.
From a basketball coach's perspective, what do you need to see from him between now and Saturday to feel confident that he can go?
For as a coach, it's always the player's call. So if he's able to go and put on his shoes, then he's going to go. But if he can't, we're not going to jeopardize putting him in a situation to make things worse. So there's been some past history here in the sense of I think Dirk had a knee injury and they sat him out for the playoffs. So if that's the case, if he's hurt where he can't play, we're not going to roll him out there to jeopardize and put himself in a situation to make things worse.
You said you had one before?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I've had so many injuries. Who knows? But again, it's a calf injury, and it happened on the last game, and so we'll see. He's in great spirits, and we'll see how he feels as the week goes on.
Being the type of competitor that he is, how frustrating is it for you to see him just go through that injury, knowing how you guys have been playing and that the playoffs are here?
Yeah, I think, Sam, we're not frustrated. That's just the nature of sport. You get injuries, happen. Sometimes they happen at the wrong time. But I think as a positive, things could be a lot worse. And so where things could be where he's ruled out for not just game one, but the series. And so we'll see how he feels as the week goes on, and hopefully he's able to go. But if he's not, I think, again, we're confident that the group out there is going to put us in a position to find a way to protect home.
Anything other than rehab this week in practice?
You got to ask the medical staff that question. I only green light or red light, and right now it's a red light. So we'll see if at any point, because it's Saturday and it's Saturday afternoon, there's only so many days here. So we'll see.
When is that medical staff press conference?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not part of medical.
Jason, you said that he's in good spirits. What were your interactions with him that showed you that?
Well, just being around him. I mean, in the film room, out here on the court, he's in good spirits. He's smiling, he's laughing. So that's always good when someone has an injury, that they're in good spirits. And again, just him smiling and doing his work that he did today, and then we'll see how he feels tomorrow.
Jason, how would you assess the excitement level?
Riding a bike.
How would you assess the excitement level of this team, obviously going into the playoffs, but knowing how things ended with him not being able to necessarily potentially play, but how this team's morale is going into this week of preparation?
Yeah, everybody's on a high. We've been in this situation. You guys will put playoffs. We'll use regular season word in the sense of playing without certain players this season. We've done that. We've played without them of COVID or injury. And that's not just him, but other players. And so this team really believes that they're connected and that they play as a team. He's a big part of it, but if we have to again play without him, we'll be prepared, and hopefully we put ourselves in a position to protect home.
You were 8-9 without Luka this year. Do you go back and look at some of the film and see how you guys did in those games, particularly the ones recently?
Yeah, the game we played on Christmas, I don't think we had him.
Right.
So.
A lot of value in that one.
Yeah.
Coach, you obviously, you know the type of team you are with Luka, but in terms of leading this offense, I would think you probably feel pretty confident in Spencer Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson and just the way they've been playing and their ability to carry the offense.
Yeah, I think when you look at if we had to play without Luka, Spencer, you know, being able to come in and fill that void, we're not asking him to be Luka, but we're asking him to be himself, and we feel confident if he has to start. That's what we'll do. But no matter who we roll out there to start or who's going to play in that game, we'll be ready, prepared, and it's about executing. And so, again, injuries are a part of the game. Sometimes they come at the wrong time, but our spirits are high, and we feel good about what we've accomplished in the season, and hopefully, again, we have a chance to protect home.
What's your analysis of how Spencer has done since he got here and his role, whether Luka's there or not?
Yeah, he's been great since the trade. All the numbers speak that they're all good, positive, and so again, we get a playmaker, a scorer, a bigger guard. You know, so I think when you talk about him starting or him coming off the bench, he's been a positive for us, and it's something that we didn't have.
On a lighter note, you were named Western Conference Coach of the Month.
Yeah, that's cool.
What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's cool. But it's a team award. The players did the work to put, you know, we had Luka Player of the Week. Somehow they ran out of coaches to put me as Coach of the Month. But it's cool. It's great for those guys to end the season on a positive, but now we got to close that chapter and get ready for the Jazz.
Speaking of closing,
Who's that?
Was Maxey able to practice?
No, he didn't practice today. He had a workout, individual workout today, which was really good, and we'll see tomorrow how he feels.
what's your reaction to your former boss getting fired yesterday, Frank Vogel?
Yeah, that's tough. In this business, things like that happen. But to be with Frank for 2 years, to win a championship, to learn a lot from him in those 2 years, again, I think he'll be a coach in this league pretty quickly. But it's just, things happen for whatever reason, and unfortunately he had to fall on the sword yesterday.
At the risk of asking you to get a little philosophical, you've got this team in the best position it's been since you were the point guard. The team's won a title. How much satisfaction do you have in your first year back here, helping this franchise get where it is and where you want to go?
Yeah, we talked about that this morning. We did a lot of good and defensively, offensively. We talked about the organization as a whole. Keith Grant retiring. He's been here for 42 years. He's like a unicorn. That will probably never happen. You talk about winning on the road, winning at home. We did a lot of things. And we talked about those things this morning, but I think just as a whole, we're going in the right direction. And this is just one step. This is the first year being together, and hopefully we can build on this.
You talked about, preparing with Luka, preparing for the possibility of playing without him, and obviously you guys have been, I suppose, somewhat coy with the updates so far in terms of where he is in his status. I suppose this is somewhat obvious, but how much of that is you don't want to give Utah any more information than you absolutely have to?
Well, they're gonna have to play against them or not play against them. It's not being coy. I don't think it's just we're seeing. The updates will come on the daily because you guys will ask. But I think it's just we're not trying to give anybody anything. We're just giving the report that the medical staff is giving, and so hopefully we can give good news here on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. That he will be playing, but right now it is what it is.
How do you guys prepare for this game one if you're not going to have Luka on Saturday?
I think the preparation right now, we're going through game plan for Utah, right? So knowing their tendencies, their personnel, I don't think that changes necessarily whether Luka's out or not. And then how we approach the offense we'll probably get into later in the week.
What would change? Your role change? How would that change based on what he's there?
In a couple of games that he hasn't played and I've been in there, just my usage goes way up. Just try to continue to make plays, be aggressive, but just understand that, it's probably 30 pick and rolls versus like 10.
What is your optimism that he'll be out there on Saturday?
I mean, I haven't gotten any indication that he won't be. So, I mean, I'm preparing as if he will be. Shoot, Jay Kidd just gave y'all the update, right? So I don't know. They really haven't told us nothing. So they haven't said, like, be ready. Like, it's just been rolling.
Coach said that his spirits have been up. Just what have your interactions been with him like? You know, how do his spirits seem to you?
Seems solid to me. So, I mean, you don't seem like a guy that's going to miss too much time, if any.
If he isn't available, how much will you try to yourself sort of take on that load of scoring and everything else?
Well, I mean, it's a team game. I think obviously everybody gets more possessions, of course. I mean, I'll probably approach it similarly to when I approached it when he wasn't playing before. I know my usage will be up, like I said, but it's a team effort. I don't expect to shoulder the load completely.
Are you referring to the Sacramento game? I think he had 38 that game or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was 2 or 3 games right he missed that I played, something like that. So.
How does postseason basketball change over the course of the series from a strategic aspect in your view?
Well, every series is different. I mean, but when you are in a series, obviously there's adjustments. You're locked in on one team, one squad, and it's just a lot more focused, a lot more nuanced than the 82-game season where you got to go from this city to that city. And, you know, you get your prep in, but it's just not nearly as focused. This is probably more akin to like a football schedule, right, where we get a whole week to prep for one team.
What's your thought on the Jazz backcourt, specifically Donovan?
I mean, obviously, high-scoring guard, all-star, capable to beat you from all 3 levels and like strong fouls. Conley, great vet, shooting the 3 very well this year, 41%. Yeah, I mean, obviously he can use both hands effectively.
Home court advantage is something this team hasn't had since they won the title a while ago. Just how much are you guys, as a group, just ready to get after it and start a new season and just coming off of the regular season that you guys put together?
Oh, I mean, I've been to several spots. Like this the best crowd I've been a part of. I know we sell out most of our games, at least. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been here is what I've noticed. So having home court advantage and the boost that the fans can give us is huge.
If there is no Luka, what kind of rallying cry is there? How much does that maybe help the rest of you guys come together as a group to, hey, we're going to go win one so that he comes back into a good situation, whether it's for game 2 or game 3 or whatever it may be?
I don't think it's a rallying cry. I mean, we want to win. You know what I mean? So we all know our assignment, whether he's in or whether he's out, and we got to go out there and execute it. You know what I mean? You don't lose a player of that caliber and get better, obviously, but we feel like we have enough on this roster to win games. So, there is no rallying cry. It's all about, winning game 1 and progressing in the series.
Do you have a different sort of appreciation for this opportunity, given that early February it looked like you weren't going to be heading to the playoffs?
Oh, of course. Especially at this stage of my career, being in my late 20s, like you want to play meaningful basketball. Like you don't want to be at home or in Cabo right now.
What sort of problems do the Jazz present overall, other than their backcourt, just a team?
Sorry, what'd you say?
What sort of problems do Utah present overall?
I mean, you just look down the roster, right? They have very good defenders in Royce O'Neal and Daniel House Jr. They have a phenomenal defender, Rudy Gobert, right? Length at the rim, able to block shots. Hassan Whiteside as well. He was a max player for the Heat, blocking shots and doing that. So they have lineup consistency there. Then, like I said, Donovan is high scoring. Mike Conley is shooting it great. And then, you have a lot of spot-up capability with Bojan. So they're a pretty complete team. It's on us to attack their deficiencies and try to go win some games.
It seems like they've struggled a little bit lately. They've given up a bunch of fourth-quarter leads. It seems like there's some, I don't know if you'd call it infighting, but there's some frustrations, it seems anyway, within their roster. Is that something you guys are aware of? Is that something that you guys can, I don't know, capitalize on, perhaps?
As far as infighting goes, I'm not in that locker room. And I've been a part of locker rooms where things have been said in the media and they weren't true. I've been part of locker rooms where things have been said in the media and it's actually been downplayed because it was way worse, right? Like, so I have no idea what's going on with them from that respect, and I can't speak to it. I have no knowledge of it. The season ebbs and flows, right? So if they're blowing leads right now, it could just be a lull in their season, and they could be getting ready to get the ship right. So we can't take them lightly at all. I mean, obviously, like I just spoke about in terms of their talent, they're a very complete team, very complete roster. Like, you've got guys throughout their roster that know their roles, can do things at a high level. I mean, Conley at one point was an all-star, right? Donovan Mitchell is an all-star, Gobert an all-star. Clarkson, the 6 Man of the Year race every year. Bogdan is Atlanta, yeah. No, I played with him, so I should know this, but we just called him Bogey. So sorry, Bogey, my bad. I'll see you soon. Yeah, no. So I mean, they've got capable players up and down the roster that can go off for 30 at any moment in time. So you gotta be serious.
So which situations were way worse than the media said?
Y'all funny. I mean, you gotta remember, I've been in the league 8 years. I've seen a lot of things, man. So it doesn't mean that it happened recently at all. So I've seen a ton of things. 8 years, league's like dog years, man. Like I might as well have lived 50 human years, man, for real.
Like you said, you've been in the league for a little bit. In terms of the chemistry with this group, where does that rank? I mean, you guys seem to just be a really cohesive group.
Oh, top tier. I mean, and not to gas them up, but I think a lot of credit to that goes to Theo and JD. I mean, and I say that just because like probably the other best roster that I was on in terms of like chemistry and stuff had Theo and JD on it. So those are common elements. You could feel their personality be infectious towards the group, and they've been like that all season, right? So what I've stepped into has been amazing.
I know you weren't here for a championship. What excites you most about this time of the year, knowing that you have a chance to compete with these guys going forward for the rest of the season?
Well, it's kind of a trick question, right? Like, I mean, the goal is to win a championship, right? So that is like what's exciting about it. It's not just going out there and playing hard. I mean, I guess I could say like having my son at the games and things like that, creating memories, right, that last a lifetime. But other than that, I mean, the objective is to win. Oh, nah, he don't understand. You got to remember last time I was in any big game situations, he was 1, right? So he didn't understand then, and then obviously having the year off when I was hurt while he was 2, now he's 3. Like, he's just now understanding. Like, hey, like we better win this game, man. I might be a little upset if we don't. So don't ask for no candy. Oh, of course. Like since the beginning, like I've tried to speak to him as if he was, a human being. I didn't do much baby talk. It's not something that I believe in, and I think his vocabulary is pretty expansive for a 3 going on 4-year-old, and he's very expressive with his words, emotions, all that stuff. And I think it's a credit to obviously not just me, his mom, extended family, grandparents, etc. But that was kind of the precedent, the standard that I want to set for my child.
What's his name?
Elijah Spencer Dinwiddie. There you go. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, for sure. Except Lucas has got to be a little more demonstrative. His might be a little more pouty. He might stamp his foot and pout a little bit, but he's 3. So.
How do you view Rudy's role defensively in the Utah system, and do you anticipate that it may be something you may need to get him on switches just to pull him away from the rim and attack him in isolation that way, depending on how they play?
I think on offense we're going to play our game and react to whatever they do, whether it's switch or play, the deep drop, which is usually what they're most comfortable with. I think Rudy provides a great catch-all for their system. I know it allows their guards to pressure, knowing that they have a great back line there with him, his ability to block shots and stuff like that. If they do switch, then obviously, I'm not going to post Rudy up like that. I'll take him out where I'm more comfortable. That's probably the smarter decision. But he's a phenomenal defender, of course.
You haven't been around from day one of Jason being here, but what have been your impressions of him? Is there any one specific illustration of what you think he does for this club?
I think being a player's coach, he understands like the seat that we're sitting in. I think he encourages us to talk and have opinions and get feedback and make adjustments from there. Overall, obviously, we know he's one of the best point guards in the game, and so it's been a pleasure to be able to learn from him.
If Luka doesn't play, you take it upon yourself to go ahead and pick up a technical just to get your point across?
The only reason I say no is because they probably won't let me get my point across in the same manner that he does before I get the tech. Remember, I got a tech before by saying, "What was that?" Boom, and I sat there and said, "Wait, hey, I hear all-stars cuss y'all out all the time. What you doing?" So it is what it is. I'd rather keep the money in my pocket, but I'll be vocal enough on that aspect of things.
Do you know how many techs you get in the playoffs before suspension?
Nah, let me know.
7.
Oh, I ain't gonna get close to 7. I got a good 4 for you.
Lucas 6.
Yeah, Lucas.
Yeah, they shoot. They better. I got 4 for you. Don't let us be up by like 15. You're gonna get that.
Thanks, Spencer.
No problem.
Jalen, what were you guys talking about there? I'd love to be a fly on that conversation.
Me and Coach, just about basketball stuff. That's all. Basketball stuff.
Nothing more.
Nothing more.
How much responsibility falls on your shoulder if Luka's not able to play?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
How much responsibility falls on you if Luka's not able to play?
I mean, it falls on everybody. I think we just got. It's a next man up mentality. A player like Luka is. I mean, he's obviously. I've said this before. Generational talent, top 5 player in the league. Does everything he can. Does everything he wants on the court. But I think for us, we're just going to have to step up and kind of just find a way to win.
What's the mood of the team right now, knowing that he may not play on Saturday?
I mean, everyone's optimistic, but for us, I mean, we're focused on preparing for Utah. And that's the main task at hand, and that's all we can worry about right now.
If he can't play, you might be kind of in a position like you were winning championships in college where a lot comes down. How challenging is it not to sort of put too much on yourself or try to do too much?
Yeah, I have the perfect people around me. I have great teammates. I have a great coaching staff. They're going to put us in a position to be successful. I mean, us together as a team, we give each other confidence to go out there and make plays. So I'm not really too worried about putting pressure on myself. It's I only see it as pressure, just see it as an opportunity.
What about the makeup of this team that gives you confidence if Luka isn't able to go in, let's say, games 1 and 2, that gives you guys the confidence to know that you guys can get wins even without him, especially against a tough team like the Jazz in the playoffs?
Yeah, they're going to be a tough team to play. I think when Luka was out for a while in the middle of the season, we were able to kind of stay afloat. So we were able to win games with him now on the court. But obviously this is a different test. But we're just going to have to see. We're going to prepare for Utah, and we're going to sit together and do what we got to do.
Do you go back and look at the film of some of those games you guys played without him and see what you were able to accomplish?
I know pretty much the coaching staff has done a lot of film watching. Me personally, I'm going to watch all 4 games versus the Jazz that we've played this year. But I mean, like I said before, they put us in a great position to be successful all year. And so my trust is with them, and they're going to put their trust and everything in us as well.
What are you going to be looking for when you rewatch?
Everything.
What do you?
Basketball stuff. That was good. That was good.
How would you assess Rudy's role defensively for them, and how do you attack if they go switching versus their more traditional drop?
Yeah. I mean, Rudy, he's won, 3 Defensive Player of the Years. So, I mean, that's very self-explanatory. I think for us, we're just going to have to go out there and just kind of just play our style of basketball. We can't really focus on what they're going to do defensively. It's just we're going to focus on us. And that's kind of been our thing today, just kind of worrying about how we're going to approach this game, how we're going to attack the situation, and that's all we can focus on right now.
Nice to have another ball handler like Dinwiddie out there if Luka can't play.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely does not hurt. I mean, since he's been here, he's been great for us. You know, he's been a great teammate. He's done a lot for our team. Yeah, he brings another element to us. So, I mean, with or without Luka, Spencer has been great for us.
What's the added challenge in terms of your preparation between now and Saturday, having to basically create 2 different game plans, having with Luka plan and a without Luka plan, and having to kind of split your mind over the course of these next couple of days through practice?
Yeah, I think the with Luka plan is pretty easy for the coaching staff. Just being honest with you, and the without one, I mean, we'll be prepared either way. They've been great since day one. And I think we, as a team, we have our full trust in the coaching staff, and knowing that they'll prepare us for whatever obstacle that we're going to face.
I know the playoffs are different, like you said, Jalen, but how much did you guys learn about yourselves as a group when Luka wasn't playing in those games, and how much has that maybe helped your confidence knowing the situation that you guys could be in without him?
Yeah, like I said, we were able to win games without him. We were able to stay afloat when times were rough in the middle of the season. We've been able to do it for sure. So we have confidence in that. But like I said before, this is a different challenge in the playoffs. So, but we'll be ready, and for whatever happens, and obviously we're hoping for the best.
What's your level of to this point, Jalen? When you look at this team, is there any additional pressure to get out of the first round, knowing how close you guys have been the last couple of years, and now knowing what could be going for the rest of the season?
No.
Jalen, when you think back to last year, you said that your performance or just the team's results in the playoffs was something that fueled you through the offseason. When you think about it being here now, what do you reflect most on about it? Whether it was just how you channeled your energy to get back to this point and have this opportunity, or how just you worked this summer?
I'm ready to go. That's all I'm going to say. I'm ready to go.
Kind of a strange weekend. Luka gets his 16th tech on Friday, and it gets rescinded on Saturday. If it doesn't get rescinded, he doesn't get hurt because he doesn't play on Sunday.
I mean, if you want to think like that, then it's a pretty tough way of thinking about it. I think I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm sorry, I don't.
Jalen, what is your level of optimism that he'll be there Saturday?
I'm very optimistic. I mean, I hope for the best. That's our organization right there. I mean, everyone puts Luka Doncic. Wow. When you think of Dallas Mavericks, you think of him. So obviously, I'm very optimistic. I'm hopeful for the best, and we want him out there.
We got time for two more.
Jalen, not talking about team preparation, but for you personally, does your mentality change at this point in the season, or are you just rock steady? It's the same.
Mentality stays the same. Approach stays the same. Game plan, execution, all that stuff changes a little bit. But I try and one thing I try and think about is that this is still basketball. This is still fun. More is at stake. I don't really consider it pressure. I try and blur out the added distractions when it comes with the playoffs, but I'm just really excited for this opportunity.
That chat you were having with Jake, how often do you guys do that, and how helpful are they?
We were actually talking about that, how often we talk, and we talk maybe too much to each other. But he's been great since he's been here for me. We talk all the time. It's never, and sometimes it's never really planned. Like, I was walking over here to talk to you guys, and we stopped and just chatted for 20-something minutes. So it's never planned, which is kind of how I like it. It's organic. It's say things that we need to say, hear each other out, and move forward. And he's been great for me, and he's been a big part of the reason why I've been able to play the way I've played.
You think he'd say too much also?
Nah. Nah. Actually, I'm not. See, you guys are trying to get me in trouble. I'm not going to answer that.